Reggie 19 is asking if I starred in Mallrats. I was not
He
in
was in
Mallrats.
Chasing Amy.
I was in Chasing Amy. Yes, I was the star though. I was the star of Chasing Amy. I mean, I think
This
we
is
could
Ben
all agree.
Affleck. This is Batflick.
I think we could all agree that movie wouldn't have worked without my scene.
Yes.
I kind of held it together. So
Yes. They were
At
thinking
least
of quitting, and then that scene occurred, and they're like, "We have to keep going."
Lisa has never seen Mallrats.
It's pretty good. It's funny.
Let me see if I can find it. I got something that a little story. If we want to have story time.
Oh man,
I used to work at a mall in
I used to be a rat.
I used to work in a mall in Media, Pennsylvania, called the Granite Run Mall, and I worked there for years. And in fact, I was working there one day, and somebody came into I worked at Suncoast Video. Actually, I worked in multiple stores there. I worked at the comic book store, I worked at Suncoast Video, and I worked at J.C. Penney, and every wing of the mall. So I'm working there one day at the video store, and somebody comes in and says, "Hey, Kevin Smith is looking for extras to be in Mallrats 2. You got to be in Red Bank, New Jersey tomorrow at such and such a time, but you can be an extra in Mallrats 2." Now, it was Chasing Amy.
Yes, obviously.
There's no Mallrats 2. It was Chasing Amy, but it was pitched to us as Mallrats 2. And we knew, we were Kevin Smith fans. We're like, this guy must mean Chasing Amy. They're shooting Chasing Amy right now. So I was working at this mall in Media, Pennsylvania called the Granite Run Mall. All right. Worked there for years. And I was a mall rat at the Granite Run Mall. And then the 2000s rolled around, and we got word that the Granite Run Mall was going to be demolished. And it was heartbreaking for those of us who worked there and hung out there all throughout the 80s and 90s. We didn't want to lose our mall, but we were going to lose our mall. And they kept delaying the construction, and the Granite Run Mall just sat there, pretty much vacant, an old shell of itself. The mall was still open. You could walk through it. The anchor stores were open because the plan was they were going to demolish the mall, but leave the anchor stores and like build some kind of crazy courtyard. And they did. That's exactly what they did. But since the anchor stores were still open, they left the mall interior open that you could walk around, even though there were no businesses in there. So in the meantime, Kevin Smith comes to the area to shoot a movie. I forget what he was shooting. And he starts talking on social media about how he's going to do Mallrats 2. But he needs to find a mall. So people throughout the area keep tweeting at him and messaging him and saying, "You got to go to the Granite Run Mall. You got to go to the Granite Run Mall." And we were like, could you imagine if Kevin Smith shot Mallrats 2 in the Granite Run Mall, the mall that I grew up in, the mall that I was working in when somebody came up to me and said, "Do you want to be an extra in Mallrats 2? What are the odds that they would actually shoot a Mallrats 2 there?
Why don't you hit him up with that story? You might dig it.
Well, guess what?
What?
Like I said, he was in the area shooting a movie. Suddenly, this pops up on his social media. A picture of himself and his daughter standing in front of the Granite Run Mall, and he says, "Come October, this might be the mall, y'all."
Hell yeah.
He was going to shoot the movie.
He's doing location scouting.
Yeah, and he was
with his daughter. That's so cute.
Yep, he was seriously looking at our mall, the mall that I spent so many hours in, and unfortunately, he was not ready to shoot. His schedule and the schedule for demolition were conflicting, and the mall owners turned him down and said, "No, you want to shoot in October, and we need to have this place destroyed by September." So they would not wait for Kevin Smith. He never made the movie. But we came within an inch of having Mallrats 2 shot at the mall that I spent so many years working in.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So
what's up,
there you go. That's it. That's my story.
That's a good one. It ended with a picture and everything, Joe. I love it. Visual gratification.
And look, he's at entry 3. There were multiple entries at this mall. He took his picture at entry 3. Guess what? That was the entry the comic book store was in. That was the entry I would go in and out every day.
Stop it, Joe. The universe is telling you something. You're destined to be in Mallrats too.
Maybe if he ever makes it. So there you go.
Kevin, you got to make it for Krazy Joe. He was already
and
supposed to be in it in 97, 96 probably.
Reggie wants to know why I didn't star in Mallrats. I was living it. Didn't need to. I was. Oh, that's the same post. We already read that.
We read that, Joe.
I misread. Okay.
Pick it up.
There is